A lot of times I'm driving, there's nothing to do, and I shuffle through the radio before I unglue. There's a lot of red on ways, it's traffic, I'm screwed, and I'm wired a bit different than a regular dude. It's not a bad thing, I embrace it, it's true. The radio don't stimulate brain chemistry fluid. The Buddha found nirvana and the Four Noble Truths. Through a meditative process, right action he proved. For me, I require the use of a tool, a detector, pin, pointer, shovel, and beach scoop. I'm meant to work the dirt with my history crew, but everywhere I look, my interest taboo. Most people choose Bieber over Tippecanoe. What does a detectorist listen to when the radio is full of bad music and news? I need an alternative for me to peruse. Beyond Sight and Sound gets fantastic reviews. A metal detecting show where my thought bubble brews. Thank you, Josh Kimmel, for inviting me to a detecting dork out with guests like yours truly.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoop's company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME scoops.com.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chocolate ship-shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of 8 in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll dig up a great deal for you.
Eye patch and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show. All right, that's right. The fine print's out of the way. Time to roll with the show. We're back. We're live once again. You are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, metal detecting and treasure hunting radio for all the really cool digging people out there. And as I look into the chat, I see the Bills are in, Tam's in, Mark's all upside down. He's just inside out. DA's in the house, Steve, Paul, quite a few. We've got a couple of mics in. Welcome aboard, gang. couple of mics, couple of bills. One tam's enough. An upside down mark's enough. Oh boy. Oh, let's see here. Yep. Mike and Mike. Yep. So Mark has seen them. Wow. And it looks like, apparently from what I saw in the chat earlier, right, one DA in the house. Sodfather in the house. Well. Huh. Yeah. Thank goodness there's only one Mark. Yes, I would have to agree. One Mark keeps us on our toes. Definitely. But you never know. You never know. I mean, is there more than one Mark? I don't know. Some episodes in the chat, we wonder if there's more than one voice in Mark's head. But that's just because he's a pretty creative guy. He is definitely a pretty creative guy. That's for sure. Nothing wrong with that, though. Definitely nothing wrong with that. And from what I saw in the chat earlier, it looks like maybe one of the Bills was out of town for a little bit. But he's back now. For at least a couple of days. A few days. I don't know. Who knows how many days? It's hard to say. He's always out running around, though, it seems like. Definitely. So, definitely, check out Sodfather's group on Facebook. Mark said, well, I don't know. I don't know if that counts as more than one Mark, since the spelling is different. But speaking of Mark, I see that Mark from Florida is in. And, yeah, exactly. That must be the other one. And recently he was awarded the, I believe the way it was phrased was the Freelance Writer of the Year for American Digger magazine. So congratulations to Mark. Good job. Good article. And definitely some very interesting and entertaining finds and photos. Nothing wrong with that either. But very well done. So, congrats again to Mark. Everyone give him a big hand in the chat. I'm sure they've mentioned it on his Facebook post. So very cool. Looks like... I don't know. I'm scrolling up here in the chat a little bit. Yeah. See that Suki's in. Welcome aboard. Definitely. All right. So, I think we've got all that out of the way. Look in here one more time at the chat. Looks like Barb's in. Welcome aboard. Okay. So, I guess first off, links in the description. First and foremost, they're in the chat. They're in the description. Our friends over at Shooters and Prospectors, Chuck Smalley, the man with the plan, the dealer of choice, the dealer we promote here. Our friends at DETECTEES.com, Ken, Mark, Darth, Buddy, and the gang doing a great job with the Beyond Sight and Sound apparel. The cooling towels are definitely handy this time of the year. Just saying. Our friends at Extreme Scoops, TheRingFinders, the Nokta Makro website, Midi Horde Commercial, Central Illinois Group, Illinois, Iowa Treasure Hunters Group, the Relic Hunters Group. I guess I should probably go back and fix that. Maybe I'll do that by Wednesday. Because there has been a change there, which Dylan has done a phenomenal job with the revamped design. I guess that was Dylan that did that. Matter of fact, I'm sure it was Dylan that did that. So very, very cool. Definitely. Also, we've got Ohio Metal Detecting, Crazy Spider Adventures, Metal Detecting NYC, Detect Ed Outdoors, All Metal Militia, all on YouTube. If you watch that sort of thing. I mean, I have not had any time, none, to watch that. But hey, what do you do? They are there to check out at your convenience. I was on YouTube earlier, but I wasn't watching metal detecting videos. I was watching some fairly entertaining videos that I may have to post up links for after the show. That Suki kind of started an excursion down the rabbit hole. I may share those videos. They were very, very funny. Quite entertaining. Even though I'm not necessarily a Jeff Gordon fan, they were definitely entertaining. So, that's the way it goes. That is the way it goes. And unfortunately, we've got more storms rolling through. It's definitely keeping some moisture in the ground at this point, but it's not doing anything for the water levels. So who knows? We'll have to see what happens. I don't know when I'll be able to get back to the water at this point. Who knows? We'll see what the weather brings. Maybe it'll dry things up. I mean, we get some nice hot dry days. It'll start dropping the water level in the mud puddle pretty considerably. Actually, I believe I heard somewhere in the neighborhood, as long as the weather's right, it should start dropping the levels somewhere around inch and a half, maybe even 2 inches a day, which means that I would still need about 8 to 10 days of that in a run to get in there where I'm trying to be. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Other than that, looks like I did see a post the other day, or I heard about a post that sounds like Mark's got himself a new position, so congratulations to him on that as well. Good to see. And it sounds like he's excited about it. He's looking forward to it. So congratulations once again. Boy, Mark's just getting all the kudos, isn't he? Check out his Adventures in History Facebook group. And since we're talking about Facebook groups, don't forget and check out Barb's Dirt Pirates Detecting. And now is a great time to mention that now is a great time to mention, too, obviously the time of year that it is. Barb usually starts to promote heavier as we get nearer, but don't forget the great Metal Detecting Kids Christmas giveaway. Because that is just around the corner, you could say. Just around the corner. So, moving on, for anybody that I may have missed, because there was a lot of things going on Friday. Friday morning I was kind of on top of things pretty well, but knew that it was only going to get worse as the day progressed. And I'm sure there were a lot of people that maybe I did not acknowledge or reply to, but thanks to everyone for the birthday wishes. Very cool to see. Actually, a lot of people had posted on my timeline or in a group or on Tam's post. All of that. Friday was definitely a hectic day. It was non-stop running. And I don't know. I think I kind of paid for it with all the running around and everything. I'm still not necessarily real stable. Of course, then again, who knows how stable I was to begin with, right? Either way, very cool. Got to meet up with Suki and my sister. They actually took us out for lunch for my birthday. So that was cool. Very, very large bacon sandwich. There was a place that they had, I want to say the bacon sandwich was a 1 pound bacon sandwich. So that's a very large sandwich, but it was very good. And it looks like we've actually got Chuck calling in. How's it going?
How's it
Chuck?
going today?
It's going all right. They're a little wired up in the chat. Mark's all upside down. It's something else.
Well, that's good. As long as everybody's doing well, that's great. And if
Yep.
Mark's upside down, well, get him righted back up.
Well, his text is actually right side up now. At the beginning of the show, it was all upside down. It was quite interesting, but you know how that goes. He's in there every episode under a different name or doing something, and I
There you
don't
go.
know. He had me kind of wondering this time, but yeah, Bill, 1 pound BLT, and yeah, my arteries may not appreciate me for that, but it sure was tasty. So
Cool.
but yeah, it was an all right day. It was an all right day. And Chuck has been very busy himself. I know we had a couple of people asking about you in the chat Wednesday, and told him, said, well, you know, he's been tied up. He's a busy guy.
It has been busy. And it hasn't all been the best busy, but it's been busy. And some emergency situations that we've been responding to and such, we won't go into detail.
Right.
So they were not good. Anyway, but other than that, getting some equipment in, getting laid out to get up to Alaska here shortly, and picked up a 6,000 and a I've got other ones. Everybody had a little class for 4 or 5 of them setting up the 800 for gold prospecting.
Nice. And I don't believe I had mentioned that to you or not, but I do see him in the chat again tonight. Wednesday, we actually had Kevin in the chat from the Squatch Brothers, and he's in there again tonight.
Oh, brother Kevin, the abominable himself.
Yes, and they've got that very cool sticker up as their avatar in the chat.
Good. Yeah. No, those guys, when I do get the chance, I've been out with Jesse and archaeologists and Kevin to unknown parts of the Midwest, and we've done pretty good and had a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to being able to get out with them some more.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, the way it sounds with the hours that Jesse's been working, he hasn't really had a whole lot of time to get out and do a whole lot.
Well, what time he has had, he's been devoting to the daughter and their baseball, and they've done very good.
They have done phenomenal with the softball.
Yes, they have.
They made nationals, I believe.
Yes.
So,
and
rightfully so, he should be proud.
Further. Yes. So, everybody's got a little something going on this summer, and so it kind of keeps us occupied above and beyond, and been in touch with Augie up at AKU and some of the things going on there, making sure that things were set up there. And then going along in Fairbanks, you cannot rent a car in Fairbanks, but I so happen to have a pickup truck we get to drive around in. So we're good for wheels going up the Steese Highway once I get there.
That makes it a little rough to arrange transportation when you're in situations like that. But luckily, you apparently know some people.
Yeah. He said I could either take the truck or he'd get me there by plane. So one or the other.
Well, it sounds like you've got all your bases covered.
Well, I've been very fortunate. He's lived up there since 1982. We went up in 83, helped him get settled in a place. He married a gal up there that her dad ran the second largest airline at the time. And we got to move about pretty good, and a lot of bush pilots. And brother-in-law started a business called ASAP, Alaska Shipping and Packaging, and was competing against another group of that size. They bought him out, and then the father-in-law sold his, and that was Audi, A-U-D-I, Audi Air, to Wien, W-E-I-N, Wien, and it became Alaska Airlines.
Wow. So you could say the history of it up there is a little bit of family history too, so to speak.
Yep. That's Joe's brother and Robert, and he still is the overall general manager for a place called Everett Air Services, Everett Air Fuel, and they fly the largest fleet of C-47/DC-3 World War II aircraft left in the world today. And it's kind of neat to go up there. A few years ago, I posted a lot of the airplanes up. I even got in and got a ride a little bit and that kind of stuff. And they're all new engines gone through and everything, but they are still World War II airframe.
Wow. That's a nice piece of history right there. I'll have to go
look it up.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look through your posts and see if I can find those. That would be interesting to see.
Those planes are notorious for being able to land in some pretty rough conditions, and some of the runways out in nowhere, Alaska, are rough and they're short, and these planes can handle it. And
right, that's what you need in that terrain and environment.
Yeah, they fly out to remote gold mines, and we were up there at that time. Gold production pretty much stopped because the price had fallen below $300 an ounce. So I got to meet some of the owners, and they let me go out and do some work on them, and then the one had me going out and testing, and I found a pretty good spot, and gold started going back up, and they reopened, and I'm still in contact with them, and that's been lucrative for me, and he was happy I found a spot on his property that was pretty well loaded.
Wow.
So,
I guess that
when
it drops below 300 an ounce like that, it isn't necessarily cost effective for them to go after it, but with the way things have jumped up in the gold price, they're probably going after what they can now for sure.
Well, the average cost a while
What's
back
viable
for a gallon of diesel fuel in Nome was $5 a gallon, and that was shipped in ahead of time. In other words, you contract for the amount of diesel fuel that your site will use, and you put pencil to paper and figure out basically what you ran, and they pre-ordered and store it in tanks. They keep track of your fuel usage, and if you go over, then the price goes up dramatically.
Not good.
Because there's no roads. People ask me, how do you get there? You drive? I said, there's no roads to Nome. 2 ways. You come in by ship or aircraft.
Right. Yeah, that definitely makes it a little rough on them.
So it's people don't realize, that town has about 1,500 residents permanent. In summertime, it swells up to about 3,500 to 4,000. And it's the largest ecotourism spot on many of the ships that go up with ecotourism because it is the major migratory bird crossroad of the world. You'll see European birds, you'll see native coastal birds, ocean birds. Those people just love it up there, and they roll in and all the history of that area, and then it's an amazing place, but it's on the edge and it can be kind of rough hewn.
Right. I can see it now. Tam's in the chat and probably saying, oh, we need to go to Nome. I want bird pictures.
And it's a neat place. It really is. And Joe was telling me this will be my 20th trip up there, but I don't think it's that many. So, but I've spent as much as almost a whole summer, which is not very long in Nome, Alaska, about 6 weeks.
Right. Yeah. That's true. It isn't a very long. Too. Yeah, it isn't very long at all. And as much as you've been up there, this time of the year when you go up, how long can you expect the days to be?
Right now, 19 hours, approximately.
Wow.
Going off the cuff for you, somewhere in the 19-hour range. And it doesn't really get dark. It gets dusky, and the sun slips beneath the mountains, and it just travels and comes back up. So it doesn't really get true dark until you start getting to about September. Right.
See, I think that would be interesting to see right there. That might be worth the trip just to experience that.
Yeah. If you're there later, and I've been up there through the first week of September, the northern lights are phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen photos, and the photos are stunning, but I'm sure it doesn't really quite do it justice as to seeing it in person.
No, it doesn't. And the hunting up there starts middle of August. Hunt seasons do. And that's many of them. The sustenance hunting is included up there. So Alaskans can take more to survive more because gnomes there's nothing coming in except for air flights during the winter. And that isn't very often because once the winter hits hard, sometimes the airport's just plain closed. And, a gallon of milk is almost $7.50.
Yeah, that's crazy. But you have to stop and take into consideration that a lot of this stuff is shipped in, and You know, that extra has to be absorbed somewhere, and it's the end customer that takes that up.
Right. And then it's just the way of life up there. But powdered milk goes a lot farther.
That's true. That is
and
true.
Dry goods and that kind of stuff. That all comes in by barge. They place their yearly order in March in Seattle. It's loaded on the barges and towed around past Attu, up through that straits there. They stop at Dutch Harbor and then go around, and then they pull those in as the ice goes out. And you've made your grocery purchase. You go down, and there are containers, and groups get together and buy containers of needed material. There are 2 grocery stores, the AC, which is Alaska Commerce, and that's been there for the beginning. And that's kind of like going into, I don't want to say Walmart, but a similar store like that on steroids, because you start at one end with groceries, you go all the way through and repairs outside on them. You can buy a pickup truck. You turn around the corner, you buying clothing, fishing equipment, firearms, ammunition. Everything's in this store. They ship it
one-stop shopping.
Commerce. You got it. And then there's another store in the middle of town, a couple hardware stores and things like that. I mean, you can't, if you have a breakdown on your conveyor belt at the gold mine and you burn up 2 bearings on a belt system that shuts you down, that isn't downtown. You're making calls down to Anchorage, then it's flown in. And that it might be a $75 bearing with a $150 transfer fee.
Good grief. But you got to do what you got to do.
Great. So it's a neat place to be. I don't know if they're still doing it. For a long time there. You could, after Reagan, and then it opened up, you could catch a plane ride over and go, and I cannot pronounce the name of the village, fly into Russia and trade with them there for a day if you had a passport, signed off on it, you went in, you went to Russia, and you came back. It's only, a little over 200 miles to mainland, 225 miles. Russia.
Makes for an interesting day.
So that day trip, pretty cool. So it's an interesting place. And you go in and sit down to eat, and you're sitting with gold miners and trappers and bush pilots, and these guys went up there and they opened that up, and it's neat. And you're sitting there, and the guys from the Deadliest Catch walk in before the last of the crab season's open. They're out in the Bering Sea, and you talk with those guys, and you run into the Palm Rankies and all those guys off of Bering Sea Gold. And it's just a way of life up there.
Right. Yeah, definitely some interesting episodes on the Bering Sea Gold and the Deadliest Catch. I've had the chance here recently to catch a number of those episodes from both.
Well, they get ready. The ships make it in. The Coast Guard shows up. There'll be a couple cutters, several of their big helicopters, some smaller boats, that kind of stuff. And they're on standby when those guys are out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can definitely believe that. Because, I mean, when you're out there, if something goes wrong, you need to get help, and you need to get it quick.
And the Coast Guard's in town in force. So you meet kids from all over the country. I mean, it's pretty cool.
It would be. It would be. Definitely.
And, you always call Alaska the last frontier. It is.
Right. Yep. Yeah, it's a very rugged environment. For sure.
And, up there, carrying a sidearm or a rifle is a way of life. I mean, there's only a few places in Nome. You can't go in the bank with one. You can't go in the post office or the community center, that kind of stuff. But the rest of the area, I mean, I was at the Alaska Commerce. We went in to get pick up supplies to take back to dredge camp, and I knew the manager at that time. Paul comes up to me and he said, "Today has been a wild day." And I said, "What?" And the guy with me, I just had my sidearm on, and he said, "You can't do that." I said, "You're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. You come with me." And you look at the counters, and the gals are wearing guns, and there's guns walking around the store. About 4 hours before we got there, they had a grizzly come in the front door. They walked, because there are auto open doors. That grizzly walked up, it opened, he came in.
Wow. Yeah, you've definitely got to be careful up there.
Paul said all you could hear was shotgun rack and rounds and pistols coming out. And the bear only came in a few feet, and he turned and bolted out. He was a lucky bear. I think
smart bear.
A small war being waged right there. But you'll go into town, there's muskox, there's moose. They run them out of town as best they can.
Right. Wild country, but you have to be prepared.
It's always very wild.
Yeah, got to be very, very careful. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, I just got off. I think I told you this. Got off the phone with Augie up there. They got a problem bear up at the main camp, so where we're going.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to keep your wits about you this trip, I do believe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not that you shouldn't any trip, but...
any trip. I don't care if you walk across the street in your hometown.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this. This is my, I've detected for a long time. And I got into that electronic prospecting when it was becoming surging and going out to Wyoming and Colorado. And I got up to Alaska and started using it there and they've done very well. And this is what I love to do. I mean, there's nothing like pulling up a 1, 2, or 3 ounce nugget in your hand. You're the first one to see it.
Right.
I mean,
you've never really left it, so to speak. I mean, Alaska's kind of like your home away from home.
Yes. I hadn't been up there for a couple of years. We've been working on all this that's going on. I appreciate everybody and that kind of stuff. And I made inroads up there, so it was a little easier to get about up there and met some great people. But that's the whole thing about this thing is our hobby, the people that are doing it, the guys that are diving in the Bering Sea and dredging in the streams and running wash plants. You won't find a better group of people in your life.
Right. And you'll be hard pressed to find the environments and conditions that they're dealing with that can join like that anywhere else in the world, I would think.
Right. So we'll see how that goes. I've got Ron's been up there before, but he didn't. He went to Gaines Creek, and myself, Frank's been up there with me a couple times. It'll be a third trip up for him, and the rest of them have never been there. And we're working real hard to ensure that we're going to run a small wash plant. Also, 2 days. Each day there'll be 2 guys out of the group running a small wash plant. And then at the end of the week, they're going to talk about how they're going to do this. We'll probably just put a conglomerate together, weigh it out, give everybody an equal share, then pick numbers for the biggest nuggets and divvy up that way. Sometimes that's the best way to do it, and everybody gets a nice little bit of gold to go home with.
Right, yeah. That way everybody gets to take a little something home.
And
it's there to be found.
And they're wanting me to bring a crew up next year, so I may just go ahead and do that again. So we'll keep you informed on that.
Yeah, definitely. So for those listening, they're going to want to keep their ears open because you just never know when the opportunity may arise.
And the pinks are running right now, and we should get there at the beginning of the coho season. And the fishing there is phenomenal.
World
it's
class.
Not fishing, it's catching. You got it. So there's a lot to do, a lot to see, to take in for a week, and you come back on overload.
Right. Yeah, you come back needing a vacation from vacation, so to speak.
Yep. Because the sun don't go down. You come in. Usually the supper is about 8:30 at night. You got till 1 in the morning to stay out.
Wow.
And it's back up and bright enough at approximately 5 a.m. this time of year, or 5:30. You want to get up and go out before breakfast for a couple hours? Have at it.
Wow. Nice. Well, it sounds like you are going to have an absolute blast.
Always. Always look forward to this trip. Always.
Can't go wrong with that. Not at all.
No. And I've invited these guys before. And finally they decided maybe we ought to go because I'm coming back and throwing nuggets down at the club, the clubs and that I go in. They're going, you found that? I said, yeah, here's the video.
Right.
I said, there you go.
There you go. Envy them into it.
Do you think you can pay for a trip? I have done that. I've done it multiple times. I've done more than that. But then there have been a couple times, no. This is metal detecting. That's just digging gold.
Right. Nothing's ever a guarantee. It's there to be found.
Nope. Yep.
You got to get your coil over it, though.
Just like the guys call you and say, I've got a spot that's never been detected. You go there and there's, no, this has been hammered.
Right, yeah. Usually I get the calls like that. If I got a spot that's never been detected before, you have got to go check this out. And you get there and there's 3 other hunters already hunting.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, never been detected before. We'll see.
Nope.
But go. That's all right. I like a challenge.
If anybody ever wants to go up, contact me. We can put you on a trip. Betty gave everybody a $500 discount this year if we paid our down payment before December 31st. So everybody got money off on it. We rent ATVs, the food, your lodging. It's all inclusive on that. So, and you do not go away hungry. Ever.
Right, yeah, I've heard it. You definitely get what you pay for. It's some great food.
So, but I just thought I'd call in, see what was shaking, and you and I have talked. We're going to try. They've got a Wi-Fi system up there, and try to run on Wi-Fi on a call-in that night. So if we can get that one of the nights that week, and not, we'll try and head down to a mountain area that overlooks the city and pick up their cell phone tower. And it's several miles on an ATV. If the weather's nice, we'll do it that way.
Well, and if not, I'm sure we can get a recap when you get back.
Oh, you will. So I'll get out of here. And you didn't start digging plugs yet?
No, I have not. I figured we should be starting at any time, though, and let a few people call in and see if they'd like to try their luck, and then we'll move the rest of the board to Wednesday.
There you go. There you go. Sounds good. Well, I'm not at home right now, so I can't see what all's going on in that.
Right.
So you guys dig some plugs. I hope you find something. I know there may be some tokens floating around eventually here and some other pieces, and we'll see what happens.
Right. Well, then I guess we will let you enjoy your night, and we'll see if anybody wants to try their luck and see what they can find.
All right, everybody, dig up something good.
And there you go.
Maybe Barb can find an Indian head penny.
There is one on the board, but it's actually donated by Barb.
I heard that. She's going to dig her own penny then.
Well, I'm sure we'll figure out a substitute so someone else can get it. I mean, we don't want her to be keeping that thing.
Nope. All right, buddy. Everybody have a great night, great week. Be safe out there. Go find something good. We'll check in Wednesday night.
All right. You have a great night, Chuck.
Thanks, Josh. Bye-bye.
All right. So, as you just heard me and Chuck discussing, obviously we do have a board set tonight. And there are some items on the board. There are some nice items on the board. So for those that have not done this before, well, for those that have, you know how this works. For those that haven't, what do we have here? Okay, looks like I've got somebody on here with me. 856. You're live.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. This is Carolyn, the square thingy, remember?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
So, you're playing Dig Your Plug, correct?
We are tonight, and one lucky person may find themselves a entry into a drawing for a metal detector that will be announced near Thanksgiving. We have some virtual tokens that will be hid through the next few boards, and if they're lucky enough to find one, they will get themselves entered into a drawing as long as they live in the lower 48 states. And they will have they may have a metal detector in their hand by Thanksgiving. But they have to be listening live the night we make the announcement of the winner, or we go to the next name on the list. And there will be a very limited number of opportunities for people, because there's only going to be like 10 of these tokens, so virtual tokens. You don't actually receive a token, you receive an entry. That is for one entry per person, and we'll see how that goes with that. So obviously, if they get a token, they will not be eligible for a second token. They can still play, they just can't find a second token, because we want everyone to have a fair chance. So go ahead and pick your letter.
C.
Like Carolyn?
Correct.
Interesting. Well, unfortunately, it's a pull tab.
Oh, darn it.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
But we will be doing the boards every month to up to Thanksgiving, so there may be another opportunity.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. 330. You're live. Who do we have?
Hey, this is Joel.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
It's good. Good. I'm surprised I actually got through. So.
Yeah, it's a little tough. I've seen a few calls come across the screen, and I know the last time we did this, some people said they tried numerous times, and the reason why I let the calls go across the screen is because I don't want everybody trying to talk over each other or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because then it serves for a lot of confusion and all of that. We don't need that mess.
That makes sense.
So that's
good talking to you. Hey, happy belated birthday, by the way.
Well, thank you. Very kind of you. It was an interesting day, for sure. So would you like to take a guess at a letter?
Yeah. I'll go with H.
Joel is going to go with H. Well, unfortunately, it's a pull tab. I know. But for people listening, they may want to be writing these letters down, because we will continue the board into Wednesday. So, nice
right,
try,
thanks,
but thanks for the call. 303, you're live. Who do we have? Hello?
This is Janet.
Hey, how's it going, Janet?
It's fine, thank you.
Well, good to hear. Would you like to pick a letter? What was the letter?
M.
You're breaking up there a little bit. I think you said M, like Mary?
Yes.
Okay. Must be the speakers in the background or something. I'm not sure. Well, Let's see here. Well, what kind of a detector do you use, Janet? A what?
An AT.
Oh, an AT Pro. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you're out there.
Thank
I think aren't you in the Central Illinois group?
Yes, I am.
That's what I thought. So you're kind of out there in Chuck's neck of the woods.
Yes.
I see. Well, would you believe that you just dug not a pull tab?
Oh, well, that's great.
Right. You actually dug a choice prize here. You've got your choice of a Morgan Silver Dollar or a $25 Shooter and Prospectors gift certificate.
Wow. The Morgan Silver Dollar, please.
Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
PM me your shipping information, and I will get that on to the respective shipper. I believe Mike is shipping that out.
Yes.
So, very, very cool. Congratulations. I'm surprised somebody hit
thank you
that
very
one so
much.
early in. But
Yeah, that's great.
that's a nice piece of silver. Mike has found some wonderful looking Morgans. And that is courtesy of either Mike or Shooters and Prospectors. I'm not sure which Morgan that is, but I'm sure Mike will let you know when he sends it out or when you receive it. I'm sure he'll give credit where credit's due, or it may be on both of their parts. But we definitely thank them both, and thank you for calling in. Congratulations to you.
Well, thank you very much, and I enjoy listening.
All right. Don't forget to PM that information.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Congrats. 740. You're live. Who do we have?
Hey, Josh?
Yes.
It's Bill.
Oh, well, long time not seen lately.
Yeah.
Did see you a while back, though. Got to do some hunting. Good
Yeah.
to see you, definitely. And nice shirt that day, too, by the way. I should have dug mine out.
Yeah.
But that's the way it goes. But I assume that you'd like to dig a plug.
Yeah. We'll
All
give it a
right.
shot.
Well, give her heck.
Why don't we try B?
Oh, like Bill.
Yeah.
Well, it's not as well as Janet just did, but it's a pull tab.
Jeez. Yeah. Send it to Mark.
Right? Hey, it was worth a shot anyway, though.
Yeah.
But we certainly appreciate the try and the call, and it was definitely nice to get to meet you here recently. So, very, very cool. Very cool. Well, we certainly appreciate the shot at it anyway. It was worth a try, and that's one pull tab out of the way for someone else, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for the call, Bill.
Bye.
All right, so we've got the lines open again. I know there were some numbers that had flipped across my screen earlier when people had been calling. I don't know if any of them, maybe I got them all. I don't know. We will allow a few more chances for those who would like to call in tonight. Otherwise, we will be, let me see here. What time are we looking at? Yeah, we're looking at about 5 to 9 here. So we will allow a few more calls, and at that point, we will move the rest of the board to Wednesday for everyone to give a go. we figured we'd wait and start it about halfway, 3/4 of the way through the show tonight and see how the calls went. Not sure if my lines were going to be able to handle it or not, but it does look like I'm staying up with it okay. So, and this is the time of year that a lot of people are, at least for me anyway, July is a very hectic and busy month, you could say. So, I know I certainly can't be the only one that it's that way for. As a matter of fact, that is the other reason why we started so late with it this evening and moving it into Wednesday, because next Sunday it's a good possibility that we may have an archive. Man, it's certainly a blast dealing with one, but when you've got both in the same spot, there's bound to be trouble brewing somewhere, and especially if you've got all three of us in the same spot, somebody's up to no good. How is it going, Ohio Relic Hunter?
Hi, Josh. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Nice to hear from you. Long time seen recently.
Yeah, it's been about a week. So
yeah.
I figure since Bill Hayes called in, I can't let him have all the fun. Since we're digging buddies, I figure we better dig some plugs together tonight, too.
Well, there you go. Have at her.
All right, I'm going to pick V for Victrola.
Oh, nice. I like the way you did that. Definitely. Which, by the way, I don't know. Did you, have you posted that? I don't know if I saw the post, if you did.
I posted it on my timeline.
Okay.
I haven't posted any groups, though.
Well, that was a very cool find, so congratulations to you on your find. And congratulations to you on your... Right, yeah. And congratulations to you on your find again, because there is more than a pull tab in your plug.
Awesome.
Yeah, hopefully you like stickers, because you just found yourself a Squatch Brothers sticker.
Nice.
And
I do like those stickers. They did a good job on those.
They did a very good job on them, and I guess for somebody to receive the first one on the show, I couldn't think of a more fitting person to receive one.
Yeah, I think I'll stick that on my mirror, so when I look into it, it's like the Squatch Mount Rushmore.
Right. Yeah, there you go. You'll do just fine with it. I'm sure you'll find a good spot for it, and I can get that out in the mail this week. Well, let's see. This
good.
Coming week. Yeah. All right. Thanks for the shot there, Bill. Good job. All right.
Night all. Bye.
Yep. Bill's probably going to go change his shirt, and then he'll be back in the chat. But that's cool. That's cool. I mean, for those who have not met Bill or seen photos of him or anything, he's up there. He's kind of he's got a tall vantage point. I'll put it that way. Of course, he's up there in character as well too. Very very high in integrity. Him and Bill both are. So very cool. I guess Bill Hayes got pull tab out of the way, and Ohio Relic Hunter happened to snag himself a Squatch Brothers sticker. And those are courtesy, the Squatch Brothers stickers, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but those are courtesy of the Squatch Brothers. You can find them on Instagram. Very, very cool. And they did. They did a phenomenal job with the stickers. So if you're on Instagram, go ahead and check them out. Obviously, that's Kevin and Jesse. You've heard us talk about them on the show before. One of these nights later in the year, maybe when things slow down a little bit. I mean, we are in the slow season right now, but that's because of, everybody's out trying to get their dig on and stuff like that. I'd like to get my dig on too, but hey, that's the way it goes. Later in the year, though, we will see if we can get the two together and get them on the show, maybe. That way you folks can hear it from them. But very well done stickers. They did a phenomenal job on them, and they have sent us some to use on the next few boards of Dig Your Plug. So we've got, I don't know, people are doing all right. We've seen a Squatch Brothers sticker found. Somebody hit the... Janet got the Morgan silver dollar right off the bat, practically. She's got her AT Pro tuned in well, I do believe. Maybe she's been getting some tips from Ohio Relic Hunter. I mean, that guy is hell on wheels with an AT Pro. He knows them inside out, upside down, backwards, the whole 9 yards. So very cool. Very, very cool. Either way, the lines are open again. We will give it a couple of minutes if someone would like to call in and try their chance at digging a plug. Looks like we're running some pretty good odds, though. We've seen a few pull tabs found. We've seen a few good finds found. The Shooters and Prospectors certificate will get moved to the next board, and that is courtesy of Mike Foreman and Digging Young America on YouTube. If you'd like to hang out on YouTube, make sure and check out their YouTube channel. And as I was saying when Bill called in, Ohio Relic Hunter, when he called in, I believe that's where I was. One of the reasons why we started it late in the show tonight and carrying it over to Wednesday is because the fact that it's a very good possibility that next Sunday will be an archive because, like I said, July is a very busy and hectic time of the month for me. It's always a fun month for me, but it's a very busy and hectic time. We've seen 4th of July come and go. That's always a very favorite time of the year for me. And obviously it's been another year. We've had another birthday. I like the festival season, not only for the hunting, but also for the food and the fireworks. Tam gets some really super pictures with her early anniversary present, I guess you could say. And that's, well, it is her anniversary present, but she got it early. Because hey, what can I say? I like to live. And if she knew I had that thing sitting around here for a month before I gave it to her, she'd probably kill me. We need somebody to set the boards, because I don't have any knowledge of what is hidden where until you call in and dig a plug. And what just happened there? Barb just tried to call in and it flipped up on my screen and then it was gone just as quick. I don't know if she hung up or what happened. I'm not sure. I tried to catch that one. Maybe I got it that time. That was weird. Yeah, I've got you. What happened there, Barb?
I didn't know if I had the right numbers, so I rechecked, because last time I dialed the wrong number.
That's right. I did see that Wednesday. I was not ignoring you, but you know how that goes. I can't take that call when it comes in like that.
I know. I'm still learning. I'm old, okay? Give me a break.
Well, and you're about to get a little younger.
Now I'm about to get older.
Well,
My birthday's this week.
I was trying to be nice here, but you know, if you want to, it's your story. You can tell it how you want. Happy early birthday.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to pick a letter, but if it's something I donated, just say, sorry, Barb, you lose.
Okay, I can do that. And we do have prices on the board from you and Dirt Pirates. Not all of them are on this board. So you do have a chance at finding something that you didn't donate.
But yeah, if it is something I donated, just say sorry. You lose. That way they don't know what it is. So, it could be a booby prize. It could be something good. It could be something bad. So that way they have to take a guess on picking that letter again.
One thing's for sure, we know it's not sea glass.
No, it's not. Oh God, I have ground so much glass today. I'm like, oh.
That was an interesting picture you posted up. Looks good.
Which one?
I believe it was supposed to be like maybe a crab or a mermaid or something. I believe a mermaid, the way the tail was.
I did a mermaid and I did a hummingbird.
Or I'm sorry, not a crab, a lobster. But yeah, I think based on the shape and the coloring, it was a mermaid.
Yes, that's an order that I got, so I'm trying to get all my orders complete. So I finally named my dog. And
oh yeah, congratulations on the new friend.
She's a hoot.
Right. What breed is she?
She's a mini pincher.
That is awesome. I thought that's what it was, but it's a little hard to judge size in the photos that I've seen anyway. But it did look a lot like it was a pincher, and yeah, that is awesome. Those are some cool dogs. Congratulations.
Thank you. She went to market 2 days in a row with me and sat there, laid on her blankie, and was just the goodest little baby.
Has it boosted your sales yet? Because I would think taking a little dog like that along, everybody's going to stop at the booth. Oh, she's so cute. And look at the other things you have for sale.
Not yet. But sales are good. Sales are good, so I'm good.
You're still getting her broke in. Got to train them right.
Oh, she's learned what no means, and we're working on set. She barked for the first time today when I was frying bacon.
Well, I can understand that. She probably wants bacon. Bacon's good.
She wanted bacon. She sat down right next to me while I'm cooking it and barked, and I was like, that's a no. And she ran back to her blankie. I was like, you ain't barking at me for bacon. I haven't even made my BLT yet.
Right. Well, no bacon for her then.
So we're going to pick D because I've named her Dixie Digger.
Oh, that's cool. I like that name. Good job.
Yep. She's the Dixie Digger.
Well, hopefully she's not digging for you because you've got a pull tab.
I knew it. I was going to go with the R, and if somebody picks R and gets something good, I'm smacking them.
You're going, dang it anyway.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just for fun. So, hey.
That's right.
But I have pull tabs for people. I'm going to mail some out this week. I got candy corn mailing out this week.
I still got to get some candy corn around for Frank.
Oh, I
probably won't be till the beginning of the month, though.
I put in some resin.
Did you go with my idea of, in case of emergency, break glass?
It was all I could do to get that candy corn in that resin, I'm going to tell you.
Well, no, I'm not saying put it inside the glass. Put it on the front of the glass.
Yeah, I'll make a little sign to go with it.
I think that's going to be funny, considering where it's going.
Yeah, so, and it was hard to find candy corn here.
It's hard to find candy corn anywhere right now. Frank's got the market on it. But
and it was expensive.
It is not cheap.
For this little bag, it was $2.50. I was like, OMG.
Oh, well, that's a lot cheaper than what I'm seeing. But we are not very far from that time of the year where, stores are going to be setting that stuff out in the droves, and people that are interested in getting candy corn for Frank can buy up all they want.
He really don't need it. He's diabetic.
Well, I'll let you and him hash that out. I caught all sorts of flack because we sent him like 8 pounds of candy corn, and people are going, can you believe that? You're sending candy corn to a diabetic. Ironically, it's funny enough. Everybody wanted to give me flack for it, but now everybody's sending him candy corn, and I'm going, oh, I see how it is. But ironically, the day that shipment of candy corn arrived, that 8 pounds of candy corn, that initial shipment, it arrived on his door along with his diabetic medication.
Hey, good timing.
Right. That's kind of what I thought.
The thing is, he probably eats less than he really says he does.
Right. I'm sure he controls it as well as he can. So people are sending him all this candy corn, but he's really not going to put himself in a diabetic coma. I'm sure he has more couth than that.
No. And the thing is if he ate probably 10 pieces, it's still probably less than a donut from Dunkin' Donuts. So, what's the lesser of the two evils here?
Right, yeah. I mean, I'll go with that. It's probably better than him sitting around eating the kids, candy bars from Halloween or whatever that none of the other kids wanted to eat.
Yeah, so I'm just picking on him, but,
Right.
My father-in-law is diabetic, and you know what? He takes his insulin he's lost weight, so he only takes his once a day insulin. But he still has his short acting if he needs it. But he'll look and go, what are we having for dinner? And I'm like, this, and this. He's like, I'm good, But if I make a pie or something, then he goes, oh, let me dial in a couple extra, units here. So.
Right. Going, you made what? Peanut butter pie? Well, I'll eat half of it, and I'll just give myself some extra medication.
That's one thing I will never make.
Oh, that's right, because of the allergy.
I'm allergic, yeah. Bub said, why don't you make me a pecan pie? I said, why don't you die?
Right?
I said, I'm not touching the pecan, sorry.
Going, if you want a pecan pie, we can go out to eat. You can get it as dessert at a restaurant. Don't touch me with it.
He actually buys the little ones at Walmart all the time because he knows I won't make them one.
Well, that works too, although those aren't near as good as getting it, at a restaurant or something that actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah, so I have to settle for, apple pie and pineapple upside down cake and things like that.
Well, nothing wrong with pineapple upside down cake.
No, that's my favorite.
And there's nothing necessarily wrong with apple pie every now and then.
Oh, I actually won the grand prize at Mountain Heritage Day, I think 4 years ago, for my apple pie.
Well, congratulations. That's cool.
Well, my friend Jim, he grows apples. He made me a special bag with 5 different kinds of apples.
Oh,
and I made
so
homemade
the apple pie was a blend.
It was a big blend, and I got the grand big purple because Western's colors are purple and gold. So it's a big purple grand prize ribbon.
Well, hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
All right, well, I'm going to bow out because I've got probably a quarter gallon of resin to mix.
Yeah, you've still got work to do. It looks like you're working very hard at it, too, but keep it up.
I made so much money last weekend, I have to replace everything, so.
Wow. Good job. I'd like to make some money, but we'll see. Either way, good job, and thanks for trying, and thanks for your donations, too. We do have some of them on the board.
Oh, and let me clarify the Indian head penny necklace. The penny came from Mike. He sent me numerous ones to make necklaces. So the penny came from him. I've yet to make it, but I will this week and put it on a chain. They're all holed, so I just got to put a, jump ring.
Right, all you got to
it.
do is get the jump ring on it and throw it on a chain.
Well, I make my own chains. I buy the chain and I put the ends on myself. I do it. I don't buy chains. They're too expensive. I buy the chain by the foot.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
much better way to go.
So I will make it, and it'll be completed this week. But thanks, Mike. He did donate the penny.
Very cool of Mike to do. And I do believe we have that one on the board tonight.
All right.
Or
well,
Wednesday.
have a good night.
All right. You too. All right. So we will give it a minute or two and see if anybody else wants to try their luck. Otherwise, we will go ahead and cut on out of here and pick up the board where we left off on Wednesday. So hopefully people are keeping track of what letters have been guessed. I have not necessarily been keeping track, but Tam has been probably. I don't know. She's probably going back and forth between festival news and the people guessing, digging their plugs. So, I don't know. We'll wait and see. But, we will end up the month. It's a very busy and hectic month to begin with. And then we end the month with our anniversary because we did get married the end of July. Oh, so it's a busy month for us. But it's a fun month and, nice way to watch the summertime just fly by. Because July is a very hectic, fun month. And there's also quite a few birthdays in July. Don't forget, Barb's is coming up next week. Make sure and wish her a happy birthday. Whether you do it now and do it early, because can't forget Barb's birthday. Or whether you do it on her birthday next week. Either way. And then, obviously, don't forget, we do have items on the board as well from Shelly and Dawn over at Can You Dig It and Detect America. You can check them both out on Mondays and Thursdays over on the Detect America Facebook group. Or you can check out Shelly and Dawn's Facebook group of Can You Dig It. But you will find the guys, Frank, Steve, Ronnie, on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. You will find Shelly and Dawn on Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, running through to 8:30-ish right now while the guys are on their summer hiatus. Otherwise, Frank and the gang will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern, Mondays and Thursdays both, unless that changes, because Shelly and Dawn are doing a pretty good job of things. A lot of nice prizes getting given away on their show, too. If you have not tuned in, you probably should. That, and they're just a lot of fun to watch anyway. So you should tune in anyhow. And the prizes that Shelly and Dawn donated are a couple of their surprise packs. So, I don't even know what they are. You don't even know what they are. Shelly and Dawn may not know what they are until it gets time to send them out. Then it's a surprise to everybody. And obviously, we certainly appreciate when the prizes do go out that people post up photos, they tag us or mention us, whatever, so that we can see them as well as other people can see them. And obviously, so that people can see that the prices do actually go out. They do get received. We know that the virtual tokens, obviously you can't really post that up. It's a virtual token. You don't receive a token. You receive yourself an entry into the drawing for a metal detector that winner will be announced. I don't have an exact date on it yet. Just stay tuned. But it will be prior to Thanksgiving. It will be in November prior to Thanksgiving, so that hopefully we can have that detector in their hands before or by Thanksgiving. And they will actually have a choice. I'm being told by Chuck that they will have a choice, I believe, between a Vanquish 540 or an Ace Apex Basic. So these are very good detectors. They're multi-frequency, and hey, let's face it, you can't go wrong, right? You call in, you dig a plug, maybe you win yourself an entry, and then maybe you're lucky enough to win the detector. All that we ask is that you are listening live the night that winner is announced, or we will go to another name. And there are not very many of these tokens to be given out. There is only going to be something like, I want to say 9 or 10 people will get themselves into the drawing for this detector. The majority of these will come through the show, but there are a couple floating around that you may be able to get a chance to grab off of the Dirt Pirates group possibly, or Metal Detecting Central Illinois, or Crazy Spider Adventures YouTube channel. So that's something you want to keep in mind as well. Obviously, for the detector, you have to live in the lower 48 or have a shipping address in the lower 48. I mean, there's no leeway on that. It has to be in the lower 48. And you have to be listening live the night that we announce the winner, or we will go to the next name on the list. And I don't think that's a whole lot to ask. Not for a free, basically, free, I mean, you're winning it, detector. So, nothing wrong with that. Either way, I think we'll go ahead, we'll wrap it up, we'll use the rest of the board Wednesday night and see how things go. Until then, don't forget, Frank and the gang, tomorrow, 8 p.m. live, Detect America Live. You can find the links to the DA Bootcamp, the Electrolysis Bootcamp, in the links at the description area on the show or in the chat. We'll be back Wednesday. Shelly and Dawn from Can You Dig It will be here Thursday on Detect America Facebook group as well. So, until the next one, we'll see what happens. For everyone else, if you enjoyed the show, make sure and throw us a like. You can follow us here on Spreaker, Facebook, many of the wonderful podcast distribution services, so on and so forth, yada yada. Join us on one of them, all of them, or none of them. The choice is entirely up to you. Until the next time, we're going to roll. Have a wonderful evening. Get out there and find something if you can. Post up the photos. You know how we love to see them. We'll catch you later, folks.